So what about auctions? Some of these pieces you just can't find on the secondary market. Obviously, there are the trade shows that we go to, and you can find some pieces there. But what about auctions as an opportunity to get into a collectible piece?
A lot of the greatest watches in the world end up in auctions.
Because people know what they have.
They really do. Or they don't know what it's worth. So you have a great rare piece, you're not sure what the market is, maybe nobody's sure. Put it in the auction, and then you kind of let the market decide. 2, 3, 4 people are interested in that watch. It could bring much more than you expected, like this $11 million Patek chronograph that just sold. I mean, what was the estimate? I think 3 or 4?
Correct.
Yeah, that's a few people with money wanted it.
But that one was because it was a stainless. It only had, like, I think, made 4.
Stainless, only 4 made. I think only 2 ever on the market.
Right.
Yeah, that's real rarity. That's the exception, but it's good publicity.
It is. It is. In terms of, so we talked about auctions. I think auctions are great opportunities to get something that's fairly priced. I guess particularly if you're also a seller, you know what you have. What about, there's my mother used to say, if you buy something pre-owned or used, you're getting someone else's problems. And auctions don't really come with a warranty. They come with a condition report based on, Sotheby's, Christie's, their watchmaker.
They're experts in evaluation.
So how do you, when you buy watches, either from consumers or other dealers, like, what is your inspection process to ensure that you're not getting the short end of the trade?
Well, actually, I don't agree with your mother on the first thing. When you're buying a pre-owned watch, someone else took the depreciation.
That's true. I agree with that.
That's a big depreciation from brand new retail to a nice pre-owned. And those opportunities are at the auctions, but yes, you better really inspect it. Most of what's in auctions is very good, nice quality, sometimes even unused, new old stock quality, but there is an element of maybe people who can't sell their mistake somewhere else trying to put it in an auction.
Right.
So have someone who knows what they're doing, look at the watch, check all the points, the case, the dial, the movement, the bracelet, open it up. You can go and ask at any reputable auction house, ask their staff to open the watch and look at it. You can get their opinion. There's other people around you can ask. Look at it yourself, try all the functions, so you know what you're buying.
But you're a former watchmaker, right? And you've been in the business for over 30 years, so you've seen a lot of watches. You've kissed a lot of frogs. For someone who is a novice, you're not a mechanic, you can't pop open the hood. If it's a car, the engine belongs to the car, but for a watch, the most important component is arguably the movement. So how does a consumer who is getting into the business, not getting into the business, but just getting into the industry,
starting to collect.
Correct. How do they, you mentioned some brands, okay, that's great, Vacheron, Patek, Rolex, but so does the person trying to counterfeit that or cheat someone else. They know that those are highly desirable as well. So as someone who actually wants to get into the, become a true collector, like how would I protect myself?
I think you have to enlist some help, and that help should be someone you can trust who's knowledgeable, a dealer, another collector. There are watch collecting groups you can join. The most important thing is to buy with some kind of recourse, some kind of guarantee from someone reputable. For example, we have like a 30-day return, but we'll honor any issue that ever comes up in originality forever. And some of the auction houses will too.
Okay.
If there's some surprise in there that no one saw, and you discover it later, send it to Rolex and they say, well, that component or something wasn't original inside. Then you can return it or correct the situation.
Okay. Now, people talk about there's the new watch, the smartwatch that's coming out there. That has affected some of the Swiss watch sales. How has it influenced business? Is it the lower tier brands that are getting affected, like the Movados, the Montblancs of the world, or are Rolex and Patek, Vacheron also getting impacted?
I think very little. Yeah. We have some customers that wear an Apple Watch, and it's on this wrist, and over here they're shopping for this wrist.
Okay, it's the new fashion.
Yeah, which is cool, you know.
Right.
To me, the Apple Watch it's cool. It's more like a communication tool than a watch.
Right.
You know, and I think the price point is not at the levels that we normally deal at.
Is the younger generation still buying mechanical watches?
Yeah. Yeah. I think not the youngest generation, but if someone hits a point in their life where they have a good job and good place to live, have some extra money, it's a common choice. And it's a good choice because there are so many things you can buy in the luxury market that don't have a resale value, don't have a trade-in value. I think watches might be the top.
Watches, art, jewelry.
Yeah, watch is better than jewelry. Maybe name brand jewelry is very good.
Right.
But watches are all name brand.
True.
And definitely a very liquid item.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for your time, and I really appreciate the time that you spent today educating me on this market. And if anyone is interested in a vintage watch, Patek, Rolex, Vacheron, please contact Paul. He's located in Boston. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you, John.